Bright, sunny and windy conditions here at the JFF Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence here at the University of the West Indies Mona campus in Kingston, and we're here for match day 4 in the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel Harbour against Dunbeholden. And we are off for the second game of the doubleheader here as match day 4 continues in the Jamaica Premier League powered by Digicel. And Harbour can get some indication as to their shape in this one. Lovell Palmer, of course, playing in the middle of the park now. A forced change as Dunbeholden try to go forward. It's an opportunity here, trying to control it into the stiff breeze. Bygrave, who turns and trying to play that one inside the area, and no problems for the Harbour defense on that occasion. And now they try to transition. Scott looking for some options here, turning, twisting, laying off that pass, the overlapping run by Harding. A play is down for Dunbeholden, but play continues as Palmer tries to spread that one wide, looking for the additional yard of space. It almost went through the Scott. The keeper is out, and just got there did Damien Hyatt, putting that one into touch, and now the Dunbeholden player will get some attention. Is that Christian who is down? Yep, it is Christian.
Dunbeholden won't want to lose him this early. Coach Thomas there not seemingly concerned about it, is confident that his medics team can deal with it.
Yeah, he wasn't touched or anything, he just went down.
Yeah, and that's always a concern.
Always a concern. It may be a groin issue, and that's just not good news for Dunbeholden to have Christian, who we just featured as a player to watch, just mere seconds in this game before he went down, and now he has to be stretchered off, and he's not one to accept that role of being stretchered off in a game.
No, not at all, and you suspect you'll see some activities on the bench if it is a groin injury.
Wow.
Just about into the 3rd minute, and Dunbeholden will be forced into a...
No, there's Christian is telling his bench to just wait for a second.
Yes.
But Dunbeholden down to 10 players as Palmer spreading that one wide. And here's a shot, just over the top. Firing that one in. And Ziminez with the effort there.
Yes, shot from about 20 yards out, always rising, but goalkeeper Hyatt shepherded it out.
Doesn't look like a 16-year-old, does he?
Not at all, not at all.
Still goes to Jamaica College, and here they come again. We have numbers forward. It's Tevin Scott with the effort, and Hyatt had to make that fingertip save over the top.
And moments ago he could shepherd that one, but this one he had to get his fingers to it, and just pushing it over. But that's a very good shot there. Boy, did he let that fly.
They're getting used to the turf now, aren't they? Because in match weeks past, not a lot of power was generated in those efforts from distance.
Yeah, they're striking under it, kicking into the turf, a lot of them. I've still seen a lot of players falling over, but yes, you feel that they're acclimatizing to the surface.
Here's a corner kick. Oh, that's a good delivery. Right across the area. And it's still going to be in the possession of Harbour. They get the throw. Chong contemplating taking it himself and decides against it, and Ziminez will go across there, but there's Christian. Looks as if he's okay. He is a battler, mind you, so I'm actually not surprised that he insisted to continue. And here's Harbour trying to continue their onslaught in the early stages of this one, but they have to do some defending now, and this time it's easy for them. until it's not. Robbed in a dangerous area. A big chance of Dunbeholden. Can he bury it? The keeper is off his line, and it's put into the side netting eventually by the onrushing Kimoni Bailey, but it was Bygrave who broke through initially. And Chambers, I reckon that he did relatively well to distract him, but Bygrave would still be disappointed though.
Harding has to be the most relieved player on the park because he was the one who was caught in possession, and all he was seeing was the number in the back of Bygrave, and he would have sent a prior up quite quickly, and the answer came.
You know, Bygrave is still looking for his first goal in the Premier League. Long ball upfield. Akwasa Chong is there. Scott in the middle. And last touch coming off the Dunbeholden defender, according to... Well, initially, I think the corner kick was signalled, and then in the end, the goal kick was given. So it is a goal kick to Dunbeholden. I was making the point about Bygrave that he's still looking for his first goal in the Premier League.
And I doubt he would have had a better chance than he just did there. He just didn't take it, and you wonder if Dunbeholden will rue that opportunity. We saw in the first game when Gardens lost by 3 goals early in the game. Cephas got a glorious opportunity, didn't bury it, and the rest is history.
Even if it's recent history.
Even if it's recent history.
Bygrave did ply his trade in Antigua for a season, represented the likes of Grenades FC and Triumph. Did Bygrave there. He's scored 7 goals in the ABFA Premier League. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's called the Digital Red Star Premier League in Antigua.
He'll feel at home here.
Pretty much. Trying to win that header. Bailey gets here. Bailey inside the box. And then tries to turn that inside, but Johnny Talcott was in the way, and he'll now switch the play. He has some work to do to get there. It was too far in front of him. Lennox Rusley is fast, but he's not Superman. And it goes out into touch.
Despite the viewers liking to see the end-to-end play for sure, and I'm pretty sure that for these two coaches, they're too open for their liking.
Yeah, but we love it, don't it?
Most definitely.
Long may it continue. Dunbeholden trying to get out of the back. Weatherly collecting this one deep, looking for that option. Just keeping an eye on Christian. He's the one waving near the center circle to see how mobile he is.
So far not showing any sign of groin problem.
Here he's on ball now, Christian. Mark Miller. Goes on a little run himself. Gave the ball away. Couldn't find Russell. This is Andre Dax. Now to Weatherly. Bygrave making the run. He went the other way and lost possession. Trista J. Daly on the ball. Harding looking for the options, finding his skipper. The big man goes long to Lovell Palmer, his usual partner in defense, now in the middle of the clock. Akwasa Chong on it now. There are 2 players waiting inside the box. Chong decides to go to Palmer. There's a stray ball there that Weatherly read all the way.
Horizontal pass always not the best thing, and if you're not making any progress, it's always easier to cut out.
Picked up by Lovell Palmer. First touch wasn't the best, was it? Momentum left, but he couldn't quite control. Lays it off to Harding. Harding inside. He had eyes on Tevin Scott, but the ball was nowhere near him.
Execute well. But the pass from Palmer after his straight pass across the field, just a bit forward, and that was much better. That's what you want to do in those sideways passes. A little bit in terms of forward play.
Here's Dunbeholden again. That's a lovely ball to Siobhan James. 3 players inside the box. At the back post. Oh, there was a vital interception here before the connection was made at the back.
He felt he had to make that touch because danger was lurking right over his shoulder.
Was he? Tucking in. There's Christian, speaking of tucking in, trying to be as comfortable as the situation requires, I suppose, for number 23.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he said they should have waited, I think he's proven that decision right. He's moving quite freely out there at the moment. And I'm pretty sure that the coaching staff didn't mind being overruled on that occasion.
Palmer. Harding. Russell is in front of him. Harding goes on a run. It was a poor ball to Russell, but Harding gets it back. Hooks it across. It's with Daly. Daly was trying to lock inside the area. It's back now to Harding. Harding delivers, looking for Scott. Here's Weatherly. Oh, nice movement. Almost went through, but Bygrave still in the thick of things, looking to try and get by Ziminese, who does well in recovery.
As you said earlier, Donald, he looks at home, that 16-year-old Ziminese.
He looks really comfortable on the ball. Talbot looking to switch the play. That's a glorious ball. Ooh, just out of the reach of Russell there.
And he says skidded off the turf, but the intention was good. And had he just hit that one well, felt Harbour View would have been in behind.
It's a nice chess game going on at the moment. But you can see the utilization of the knights and bishops as opposed to the pawns, as they go as direct as they possibly can. Here's Palmer from distance, and it does go the distance. Well behind for a goal kick.
And very often, Donald, you see teams with good attacking players, good quality on the part, but the strategy of the coaches tend to stifle that. But we fear that sometimes when we see two good teams with good quality. But today you can say with Coach Palmer, Bernard there, trying to get some organisation, he just feels that Dunbeholden is going from defence to attack too easily, going between the lines too easily. And he would want some more better organisation and compactness to prevent those penetrating passes from Dunbeholden.
Oh, mix up at the back, it's through to Tevin Scott! Oh, he missed! Dunbeholden, they've gotten away with one, and Tevin Scott can't believe that he gave up that chance.
Hit the post, it seems, and had to hit the target. Just dragged his shot wide, and he was under no pressure. As he was going for the far corner. Maybe some would say he hit it too well. But an opportunity again for Harbour View to take the lead.
They've had 4 shots so far, the Stars of the East, but nothing to show for it at the moment. Here they come again. Powell. Mark Miller. Oh, a free kick given away in a dangerous position here, Dwight.
It's centre of goal. The only thing you can think about is maybe the distance and whether or not they have the player to strike. But yeah, right down the middle. And you feel from that they will seek to test the goalkeeper. I think Harding was a bit late in getting there.
And they are kicking into a pretty stiff breeze at the moment, to be fair. But Maybe contemplating going all the way. Mark Miller is there. There's a Christian behind there as well. Between those two. Here's the shot! Oh, nice movement there from the keeper to move across to his left to make that save.
It appears it might have been going wide, but this will show no. That was to be on target.
Yep.
But as you said, it was always going to be difficult because of the wind that they're kicking into, and so it didn't go with the pace to get the better of Chambers.
Here's Scott again. He's been so involved in the game so far. Chong is in the middle, comes across almost to him. It's put into touch by Shaquille Da. It's a throw into Harbour View.
Well, and a lot of people will talk about tiki-taki and build-up play, but you have to appreciate those passes.
Here's Daly, Mr. J. Daly, looking for that additional yard of space. Plays it across to Russell. Russell controls, trying to control the bouncing ball again, and Harding slams that wide.
That was a good ball from Daly on top of the box, twisting and turning, making space, and then putting one inside the box. And Russell just couldn't get it under control to effect or execute a shot.
Sometimes the bounce of the ball can be too true for Russell, and on this pretty hard surface, it just gave him an elevation that he didn't want at all.
Yeah, in order to execute a shot, the ball has to come down, and you see Dunbeholden leading in terms of possession. 53% to Harbour View's 47.
Possession like that from Christian, who seems to be perfectly fine.
We know that Dunbeholden, they had changed their coach, their head coach, and Coach Harold Thomas came in, and from the first game we saw that he made them more organized and better in transition. And as we said earlier, before the start of this, when we were looking at the team sheet, he's beginning to put his imprint on this team.
A shot on target, and no problems there for Chambers there. Chevron James with that effort on that occasion.
Yeah, it's James. And they would have lost their two opening games by 2-0, Dunbeholden, I think, and most definitely since that time looked a much better unit. Sometimes not a change of personnel in terms of player, but there's a different approach, and surprise, sometimes some players can really look totally different. And this Dunbeholden team is looking much better than they did on the opening 2 weekend.
Harbour View just making a couple of sloppy plays there, and they've given up another free kick in an area that could cause them some trouble. Again, it's the usual two behind it, Mark Miller and Nicoy Christian. Miller walking away to leave it to Christian, who delivers, and the keeper collects. Meat and drink, really?
Very easy. Expect your goalkeeper to take that. And Harbour View have to be mindful that despite they got a few good chances, and we saw in the last game against Cavalier with Dunbeholden, I mean, they get the go-ahead goal. They are not afraid to sit in and grind out the result. Mind you, though, Harbour View, they've come from behind twice since the start of the season to earn themselves a point in their 2 opening games for blanking Mount Pleasant by 2-0.
Weatherly, Christian couldn't get there. Nipping in there was Odlin Harding. Gerald Neal Jr. playing back to his goalkeeper.
Of you looking to probe and play patiently.
Daly challenge from behind, and it's a free kick to Harbour View.
I think Miller got a bit too tight there and allowed Daly to roll him. And from then he is always going to be second best.
I think Matt Miller respects Krista J. Daly. You can see it in the rivalry as well as the handshake afterwards.
Sometimes as a defender, to just give credit to attacking play.
Long ball looking for Scott. Russell is also there. Scott finds Russell. His cross is blocked. Harding. Hassim Priestley with the long distance effort wide of the mark.
And Harbour recognizing that they have the wind, their tails here, and they're looking to use it to good effect. So I've seen a few shots from distance. One of them actually bringing out a good save from Hyatt.
Looked up, saw the space and went with the effort with Hassim Priestley.
I think one of the reasons why we've seen some shots from distance down, a little birdie has told me that in the review camp they're really looking for their midfielders to really step up with their contribution in the goals department.
Bailey trying to place that one through. Lavelle Palmer. Zimenez. Bailey. Weatherly. Still Weatherly. Weatherly over the top. Went for the glory himself. And the Dunbeholden, they're finally going to make that change. I think Christian's day is up.
I think he wasn't able to shake off the effects of the groin injury he felt earlier, and I think I've seen enough to suggest that they can do without him, I think.
We're at the water break here. Rodave Murray is set to come in for Nicoy Christian, but it's been mostly Harbour View in this one. Probably the possession slightly in favour of Dunbeholden, as was indicated earlier, but Harbour View surely with the better opportunities so far.
Yeah, they've had more attempts on goal and also the better attempts as well, so you would have to say they're edging it, but the important stats that matter in terms of goal, the Holden won't be disturbed by the fact that Harbour View had some good chances.
Of course, they have the advantage of kicking with the wind in this first half. And you reckon that they tried to utilize it? You mentioned before that a couple of long distance attempts was probably the fruit to prove that they had every confidence to go for the shots on target from distance,
along with some raking 40-50 odd passes as well. So yeah, they're looking to use it to their advantage in their attacking plays.
Dave Moore is getting ready to come on, and based on what we're looking at now, you see that he's already warmed up. Shirt is already soaked. Pretty warm conditions here as he comes onto the park, replacing Nicoy Christian. Just wondering if it will be a like-for-like change, or will Weatherly drop back just a little bit more.
I would just waiting to see what they'll set up like. Forced change, and sometimes it calls for jigging around of the formation or personnel.
Scott was harassed all the time by Shaquille Dyer. Palmer, Russell, Harding, can't keep it in. Harding now. Back to Palmer. Harding or Priestley. Now it's with Harding. It's a corner.
Yeah, he got away with that one. He slipped as he was passing it. And he's had a bright start to the game. Harding been involved in a lot of the attacking play here for Harbour. Chances created and some decent runs made by him.
Delivery. Handled. Going to be a throw now. Harding does well. Scott bullying Dave Murray, and that was the best play there from Zimenez. Weatherly now. Lovely turn, and the shot is wide from Murray.
And again, it was unforced error here, and was Zimenez on this occasion, and the second time we've seen Harbour really being their worst enemy. Good ball split in the defence there, and it's under pressure.
As for Dave Murray, used to represent Dintil at the schoolboy football level in the Da Costa Cup. The talisman there. Again, another player that we have our eyes on to see how they do at this level. Actually went on trial to West Ham a couple of years ago. Based on the fact that he's still here, we can tell you that he wasn't successful. But a player with a lot of ability, as Daly sends it across. Lovely build-up play. Oh, this is fantastic! And the whistle goes for a penalty. Well, they almost passed their way through the entire Dunbeholden defence there. And in the end, they got the just reward because the clip was dangerous inside the box. And now they have a penalty. But look at this play.
It's good intricate passing there, Donald. And in the end, he was bearing down on goal, and you bet on Chong scoring because he has done so far.
I believe it was that challenge though on Tevin Scott that was called. The Scott is getting some attention now.
But that's exactly what you want when the defence is tight and compact, Donald, is those little one-touch, two-touch passes right in the final third. It's very difficult to coach against it. It's very difficult to try and stop it when it's really executed quite well.
I think only one player is thinking about taking the penalty. And he has been in fantastic form. Our player to watch. 3 goals so far this season.
From 3 games.
Was a man of the match last time out. Has done so well in the league so far. And now he's on the verge of giving Harbourview the lead over Dunbeholden. Another test for him. We see him score from outside the box on so many occasions. Now he's just 12 yards away. And Chong against Hyatt. Who will win? We're ready now. Chong against Hyatt. Scores! Was there any doubt though? Hyatt gets the right way, but Chong was precise and he had power behind it. And that's his 4th this season. Chong from 12 yards, making it 1-0 to Harbourview.
As Donald, you talk about pace, he was always going away precise as well, going into that corner, always going away from Hyatt. And though he gets the right way with the power on it, couldn't stop it. And so often we see players waiting so long to take a penalty and they get flustered by it. He was calm, composed, and for 20 years old, a player making that transition from schoolboy football, seemingly at home. And at no point does he look flustered. I mean, you can't ask for a better return than that. 4 goals from 4 games, and this one is still going. When I spoke to him at one point, he said he wanted 10 goals in the season. Well, he's almost halfway there, and could get to halfway there because there's much of this game still to play.
Bailey winning this. Mark Miller picking it up. Back to Bailey. Does well to move by Chong. McPherson on it now. Looking for the give and go, but the turn and then the shot is high. And that's Dave Murray again. That's a couple of shots he's had since he's been on the park, Dave Murray.
Yeah, difficult for him. Haven't hit the target. Maybe the wind affecting the trajectory of it, but there you see Chong. Seems as if he's been playing at this level for a long time, Donald. The way he seems at ease, and it's finishing. We've seen so much since the start of the league. We've seen a lot of chances created. On the contrary, a player like Barnes we saw earlier from Arnott gets a lot of chances, haven't put them away. Chong giving us a lesson in finishing.
Harding, Russell, Scott. Scott! He was in the right place, wasn't he, Damien Hyatt? As if he was expecting the shot on the half turn and he grabbed it.
I'll tell you, it was well positioned if you want to take it away from him in terms of saying it was straight at him. But Scott has been good so far. He has had a few shots in this half himself, and Harding has been very good for Harbourview up front.
Harding has been instrumental. Here he's on the ball.
Sometimes I think Harbourview, they just get casual in the passing, deep in their half, and invite the pressure.
Let's take a look at the effort from Scott and Hyatt's side.
It was going to be difficult too. He was trying to kick. You can't kick beyond the hips, and so he couldn't get the power he wanted as he swiveled and turned and tried and execute.
Talbot. Russell read that well to intercept. Palmer back to Russell, good play. Lovely touches there. Chong to Harding. Harding delivers, looking for Scott. He's there at the back post, couldn't quite control. And it's lost out down behind in a dangerous area. Chong picks it up. Harding continues his run. Chong looking for that additional yard of space. Still Chong, and he gets a slap in his face and the free kick to Harbourview. The yellow card comes out too. But he needs to calm down.
James not liking the call, but just went across the path of Chong and elbow. Just got him in the face. And James must be careful not to talk his way further into a different colour.
So a free kick to Harbour View. And the Chong, who was over the penalty, is expected to be over this one. I'm not sure what the PTA meeting is all about.
I don't know if they were saying that, or they're saying that the one he scored outside the box was a little bit to the right, so maybe they're saying...
Probably.
But I think they're going to be hard-pressed to convince him to leave this one. He's still there in the conversation.
It's a really big meeting. Harding is there. Kasim Priestley is there. And to be fair, these players can also take it from this distance, and you're right, it's a little way out. Krista J. Taylor is also there. Krista J. Daly is also there.
Because yeah, maybe the angle of it, looking for the left footer, but I think it's...
Well, it is Kasim Priestley into the wall. Comes out to Akwasa Chong over the bar, just over. There was a deflection, they'll get the corner. But in the end, it had to be him to have been aiming for the target.
Maybe he'll say, see, I should have taken the dead ball in the first place because I'm the one who got closest to goal. Yeah, straight into the wall there from Priestley, and then Chong. I mean, the deflection. Might have just taken it over.
Hyde was taking no chance on that occasion.
Why would you when the striker of the ball is Chong?
This is the third corner kick for Harbour View now. Again, Russell is the one who's behind it, delivers at the back post, and no problems there for Damien Hyatt. Scott was too close there. And the yellow card shown to the striker. Confirmed the yellow card being shown to Harbour View number 32 Scott.
That is the vice captain for Dunbeholden and Lovell Connor. Having a war of words there. Before he's saying, just play. Talbot was just making sure that all his players were behind the ball. And Miller was trying to get Talbot booked by kicking the ball against him.
Not quite what Tevin Scott did, but you can see that he was utilizing his brain there. Let's see what's going to be done with this free kick. 6 players lined up on the edge of the box as this one is floated inside, and he's trying to grasp that one, but it just went beyond him there. And Siobhan James in the thick of things now. It's Krista J. Daly. Daly, oh, that's a delightful ball, but Hyatt again, moving quickly and taking it off the right foot of Tevin Scott.
And the pass cut out the 2 defenders, and Scott was bearing down on goal. And Hyatt had to be quick off his lines.
Daly losing it. Only a throw into Dunbeholden. That was a beautiful ball from Daly. Keeper was in the way though.
Harbour View do look silky when they go forward. Every time they go forward, they look dangerous. A Daly player coming in, also making a transition from schoolboy football, would have played for William Nib last time Doncaster Cup was played, and got some 16 goals during that period. So when you look at it, Bernard, the coach of Harbourview, very successful at schoolboy football, and continuing to guide the players to make the transition to senior football. You have to give him credit for his work with youngsters and giving them or helping them to make a seamless transition.
Not to take any shine from you as to what you did at William Nib with Krista J. Daly, but yes, good point.
Yes, I would have coached him for 10 years, had him since he was 10 years old, actually. So yeah, I just passed it on for Coach Bernard to continue the next leg of his development.
You had a handing over ceremony?
Yes, a good one. I took him there to play a practice game and he scored against them and I was hounded by them, so I had to send him home.
Long ball of field. You can see that it stayed in the air for a while and there was some difficulty for the Harbourview defence, as well as for the attacking players from Dunbeholden, to be fair. Last touch came off across a Chong. Corner kick to Dunbeholden now. They're going to be sending their big players forward. There's one of them making his way inside the area, that's Dice. The delivery inside at the back post, looking for said Dice. And no problems there. He did score on the last match day. Andre Dice, his first goal since the 2012-2013 season, and they were aiming for him at the back post last time out. And the same here. This time with his head though, and not a lot of power behind it. Now here's Scott. Scott looking for some support. Saw that Ziminez was running alongside him but couldn't get the ball to him.
I think Scott released that one a little bit too early. It didn't give the players time to join in the attack. I think it was Ziminez and Daly who was trying to catch up. Probably just needed to hold it up a little bit longer.
If that was in the first 5 minutes, he would have continued his run. But half an hour, 40 minutes in this one, no, he wanted to release that quickly. Here's Dunbeholden. Weatherly's there. Tried to stab it across. Bygrave was waiting on the penalty spot, but Ajani Talbot saw it and he's making a run now. Here's Daly. Daly had no confidence to play it back to Talbot, so he decided to go to Russell, and now it was Daly again. Just one to aim for inside the box, and he ran into a defender on the edge of the area, and it's going to be a free kick to Harbourview.
And Dunbeholden have to be mindful, giving away so many free kicks around the area. Harbourview, they are blessed with a lot of players who can strike at goal. See Daly there. Just put it between the legs of Dice.
That was right on the edge of the box, you know.
Yes.
Harbourview, they've been on the receiving end of 5 fouls.
This could be quite troublesome for Dunbeholden. It could be a Daly who will set it up, or Chong who may seek to go for goal.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. It is Daly though who sets it up. Oh, wonderfully done! And it is Kevin Scott. Again, a delivery that would have seen the pass from Krista J. Daly, and the Scot coming through to score. Harbourview, they've been absolutely wonderful in this first half, and they get their second goal.
Talking about putting something on a platter, there was nothing there that he needed to do except to just tap it in. A beautiful delivery there. Well, little improvisation with the outside of the foot, but the delivery, you have to give Daly lots of credit. And it looks like that one came straight off the training ground, because you had Chong over it, and they would be mindful of the fact that Chong can strike at goal, and Daly being there just 2 over the ball, and sometimes you wonder why 2 is over the ball if a player is wasting, but sometimes when you have that, you create some confusion or doubts. But Daly with his first assist of the season.
Kevin Scott had 4 goals in the 2019-2020 season. Had another 4 goals a year before. A former Cavalier man. And now he's making an impact in this new truncated season. He's looked good so far. He's looked determined and just reward here. It's just funny though that he had to make something out of nothing on several occasions, and then the goal arrived on a platter for him.
Yeah, for sure. And he has been involved. I mean, he deserved that, because he really has been pushing forward, has been creating a lot of problem for the Dunbeholden defence. And in the end, Coach Bernard would be quite pleased. 2 minutes. We're at the end of the second half, this first half, sorry, 2 minutes being added here. I think Dunbeholden will want to get inside and get fresh instructions.
Palmer picks it up. Throw into Harbour. I'm going to take their time about this as we approach the interval here, the halftime interval.
And one of the things into the halftime interval that you feel Harold Thomas will try and address is the fact that they've given up so many free kicks. And just before that goal was scored by Scott, we did mention, Donald, that they have to be mindful of giving up so many free kicks because of the quality of players that Harbourview have in their ranks who can strike the dead ball.
Dunbeholden moving forward. Zimini's trying to get there and gets a vital interception. Vital. There was nothing wrong with that challenge. And Harbourview, they'll go the other way. Chong on the ball, looking for some help. Can't switch the play, looking for Russell. Didn't quite reach him. Dice was in the way. And that's the end of the first half. I reckon it was probably about 30 seconds short of the 2 minutes, but the referee has seen enough. And at the end of it, Harbourview with the 2-0 lead. For this game, Dunbeholden, they have to do what in the second half?
I think the first thing they have to do is to try and stop committing fouls in and about the penalty box, the 18-yard box, which literally they did in terms of giving a penalty away and just on the edge of it. That's the first thing they have to do because of the quality of Harbourview. It's difficult. They have to be a little bit more compact because of the fact that Harbourview are very silky and they play the one-touch, two-touch pass in the final third very well, and that is something that they have to deal with.
Speaking of the final third, here's Akwasi Chong looking to make some space, and the pass didn't quite come off, did it? Tariq Zimini's was trying to make that run inside the box.
I have to mention something with that pass that Daly played to Chong just after kickoff. It's something it's worked on in terms of from his days at Holland, where he turns as if he's going to pass to the back line from kickoff, and has the team transition to come and press, he turns quickly.
Oh, nice ball through to Scott. Scott twisting, turning, looking for the other space. Comes through to Daly. He wanted more power and better placement than that one. I don't think obviously he was expecting it to fall to him so quickly, but he himself would think that that's a missed chance from one end of the field to the other, and that was punched away by Tafari Chambers.
You expect Daly to have scored there, even if he didn't expect it to come to him. He had a lot of time. Could have just looked up and curled it to the far post. Was on his favoured left foot, and the far corner was gaping for him to go after. He will see that as a big missed opportunity to get his first goal.
Miller, Bailey. There's a whistle there on the play. Daly had a big chance there. Kevin Scott did well, try and get that extra yard of space, and Daly, ball coming closer off his heel than anything else.
I think that's why he didn't go to the far post. He opened his body and was looking to go there, and the execution, his point of contact was wrong.
Bygrave pulls it across, no problems there. That's put into touch. Weatherly almost cut through. It's with Bailey. It's with Bygrave. It's wide. That's another big chance for the striker, looking for his first goal in the Jamaica Premier League. And again, couldn't find the target.
It strikes like that, it's going to take him a long time for him to get off the mark. Again, kicking across it, contact not correct as we look at it closer here.
It was a wonderful setup from Bailey.
And mind you, Bygrave, he had a very good chance in the first half when I think it was Harding who let him in.
They're missing Ron B. Scott. He's struggling with a slight hamstring injury. Scott not on the bench either, so he won't be involved in this game today for Dunbeholden. Yeah, Ludlow Bernard looking a little bit nervous there with the fact that his defense was breached and has been breached on a couple of occasions.
That's what I talk about, Donald, when you ask me about them challenging for the trophy, for the title. They have to work on that aspect of their game.
Shaquem Powell. Level Palmer doing enough. Daly, can he stretch it out wide? Russell. Scott is in front of him. Still Russell. Russell, wide of the mark. There was a deflection there apparently.
Yes, there was. I think without the direct deflection, it was going to really trouble the goalkeeper. If you have a look here. No, I don't think that was going to get past Hyatt.
Probably was a slight deflection.
Exactly. I think he's bailed out by the deflection. Hyatt, you see, they're beaten twice already. Couldn't do anything about the penalty, and then nothing much about the second goal.
Fourth corner kick to Harbourview. High at the back post, keeper got a hand on it, and Bailey kicks it out even further. Odland Harding doing enough. But Dave Murray was fouled. Free kick to Dunbeholden. Coming out with more purpose here, Dunbeholden.
Well, they had to, the way they played the first half. There was only one thing that should happen, and that's a lift in the performance. And the coach would be quite pleased by what he's seen in the second half.
Miller to deliver. There's a whistle on the play. Will that be retaken?
Yes, it will be retaken.
Kevin Scott not too far away from the action.
Murray, the substitute, looking to make himself a nuisance inside the box.
And what, 6 players inside the box for Dunbeholden. They've packed the penalty area. Here it is, delivered inside. And Kasim Priestley was in the right place at the right time. McPherson lost it. The Stars of the East could counter. And not the best ball forward. Maybe he would have been in an offside position as well.
Yeah, I was wondering at one point, should he released earlier, because Chong was on his bike.
He was. And he wasn't going wide, he was going straight ahead.
Exactly. So that increases the possibility that he would have been offside. But then the pass was not as precise as it should have been.
probably an opportunity to bring on their fast men, Harbour View, if they decide to play on the counter in this one.
Well, you can hear the coaching staff from Harbour View really bemoaning that pass, and that's one of the things we saw early in the season from them when they decide to play on the counter at times. Coach Bernard saying that the quality of the passes just not enabling them to do so. And despite leading by 2 goals to nil, he doesn't look very comfortable there.
No, he doesn't. And Dunbeholden can be a dangerous team. They are a dangerous team.
Certainly a lift in the performance here from Dunbeholden in the second half, and they have to be wary of the fact that they do give teams a chance.
Priestley on it now. Long ball not working on that occasion. Just giving up possession. Weatherly on it now. Looking for Dave Murray. He has the speed to get there, I believe. That will be another corner kick.
And Dunbeholden will feel that these are good opportunities for them. Set plays could really get them back into this one. Last time we had a set play here, they committed about 6 in the box.
Yeah, they'll put one more.
Yeah,
so make that 7.
Showing their intent here.
Looking to get a goal back here. Dunbeholden. Here's the delivery. It's not a bad looking one for Bygrave.
Bygrave again with an opportunity. In all fairness, this one I think he was under some pressure. Unlike, well, he rose highs and ought to have gotten that one on target. So just missing the goal, hitting the post. Bygrave, he has had a few look in. And sometimes you see a team coming out and playing this way, Donald, and on the front foot going forward, and you wonder why they did not do it that way in the first half. But it's much easier.
Oh, kicked that one a little bit too hard there, Krista J. Daly.
It's much easier to just come out and play when you're down.
Here's Weatherly. Not sure that was the best option to take the second touch back there.
I think the first one ran away from him.
Yeah.
But you feel this is something that Harbour View will have to work on. This is the second time I've seen them trying to play on the counter. But just those passes, final pass, sometimes the second pass, just not going to their intended target.
Was on his laurels there, Siobhan James. Although to be fair, he probably was going in another direction as he wanted to collect the ball. Zimini's finding Tevins couldn't quite get there.
Harbour View not looking quite fluent as they were in the first half.
Well, one thing, they're kicking into a strong wind now, so I'm not sure if that's creating a little bit of havoc in their transitional play as they are forced to defend. Miller sends it up wide. A lovely dink inside the area to Bailey. And there was a deflected effort there. He was trying to cut inside. I don't think he managed to get the shot off. And then the defender got in the way. And it went through to goalkeeper Tafari Chambers, who is down now. Yeah, just trying to cut that one inside. And Zimines was in the right place at the right time there, but another big chance to Dunbeholden.
Yeah, Harbourview they do give that up, and that chance was created because Harbourview, the defensive line, got too far across, trying to pressurize the play, and they left a lot of space at the back. And Coach Thomas there would be ruining that missed opportunity or chance, trying to put it back on his favoured right foot field, Bailey. Zimines was just there at the right time. Coach Bernard trying to get his team back organised, and persons in midfield not giving him what he wants. He feels like Scott is vacating the middle of the park and going too wide. He's not getting the focal point as he did in the first half, as we see there. Just extended himself. This Chambers, just have a look here, just hard, his head just hitting the surface very hard. And these days you have to be worried about the head injuries and concussions, just not taking any chances.
Harbourview, they really have to be careful. Dunbeholden, they're looking to press, looking to squeeze further, but they have to take their chances though. They've had enough chances to at least be level. And I'm talking about the second half alone. Weatherly lost out to Kasim Priestley. I'm not sure if I saw a lot in that, to be fair.
Like he was on the way down before.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But I think much of the fact that Dunbeholden has looked better in the second half, but also Harbour have contributed to that, because they have been ragged, and it's not necessarily because of forced pressure from Dunbeholden on some of the occasion. Just giving the ball away without being under pressure.
7 players from Dunbeholden lined up on the edge of the box. It's Mark Miller to take it. And there's another whistle, and the referee will come across to have some words. Is there... Well, there won't be a card shown. Just a message to cut it out. The universal signal there. Here's the free kick. Miller delivers at the back post. And, another infringement on the play against, guess who?
Scott. He's doing it at both ends of the park. I mean, yeah, he has really been good for Harbourview today. And top it off with a goal, and there's a nuisance in the first half in the Midfield penalty box, and here he's doing the business in his own penalty box.
Has to be careful here. Easy like a Saturday afternoon, apparently, for Tafari Chambers.
Yeah, luckily the player fell, but I'm seeing a lot of that, as I said, the players just losing their footing on this artificial turf. Well, they get used to it, but still a lot of slippage.
Foul against Scott once more. Harbourview with the majority of the possession at 57%.
I think at halftime that was the number in terms of, so they've continued in that way, but I think Dunbeholden has been better with their possession in the second half.
See what happened there?
Yeah, just a knee, or it's in the calf muscle rather. suspect that Harbour will make the substitution.
Yeah, I reckon so.
He had really put in the work today. Yeah, it seemed like he was pulling up just before. And
well, here at the other end, Daly was trying to take a shot which was blocked. And Dunbeholden couldn't quite transition into Harbour's half.
Now looking to make the substitution.
Zimini's on it. Daly. Oh, nice move. Daly. Lovely ball inside. He was outside though. Across the Chong.
Chong there just needed to time his run a little bit better. And we see here Staple coming in. Shane Staple coming in for goal scorer, second goal scorer here, Tevin Scott.
Staple usually plays at right back, mind you, for Harbour.
Yes, substitution for Harbour.
Maybe can start review central Dwight. But on the face of it, it looks as if it's a defensive-minded change.
He's joining the front three. Chong has gone through the middle where Scott was. So I suspect he's employed him in that position also because, as you said, he plays right back. And you won't have any trouble of him tracking back to give help to the current right back. For sure, you expect that he will be giving Harding a lot of help.
Daly. Oh, Daly. Just losing out in the end.
Yeah, it was crowded out, you think, on that occasion.
He moves so quickly, though.
He's very deceptive with his pace. And change of paces, a turn of pace is very good from him.
Chong. No problems there for Hyatt. Nicely done again. There's Staple now on the ball. Nice ball. Chong. Needed two to cover him. Dunbeholden with the possession. Weatherly on it. Bailey in front of him. For Dave Murray. Murray. No problems there for Chambers. Sorry, Chambers. And Bailey is on the verge of actually coming off for Dunbeholden, but the team from St. Catherine still with the possession. It's with Murray. Lived it inside. The Gravels there couldn't quite get there. Murray. Bailey. Miller. Miller's deflected effort goes wide. Corner kick.
There's the work that we expect to come from the substitute coming on in Staple. He was right there at the back there, blocking that attempted cross into the box. And Coach Bernard recognizing that he needs to give help to his wing back.
The big men have gone up once more. You see Dyer in the box as Miller delivers at the near post, and he scoops that one over. Weatherly. And Weather is the one who's coming off.
Substitution for Dunbeholden.
That was his last contribution.
Difficult one to try and execute. He was well ahead of the front post, and so to try and get it on target, it was always going to be difficult.
So Javon Cole, who would have won the Walker Cup back in 2019 for St. Catherine High, comes on. Clive Wedderburn comes on now for Kimoni Bailey. As there's going to be a water break in the aftermath of those changes.
I think Harbour would be more pleased with this break. Coach Bernard looking to use the opportunity to get some word in, and the rest of the technical team, Dunbeholden, were in a good period, and as such, you have wanted to continue. Just feel that's the part of Harbour's game that they have to work on. The second half play seems a feature of their approach to games is to try and go at teams in the first half and then try and play on the counter in the second half. Could also be due to the fact of their conditioning, and maybe cannot continue to do what they did in the first half for the entire 90 minutes. And maybe as the season wore on, we will see them trying to execute what they did in the first half over longer periods in the game.
Harbour was still with a 2-goal lead. Right, Giardini looking on at the action. Part of the Harbourview management team. And, of course, he will be pleased with what he's seen so far. Well, he will be pleased with the scoreline at the very least.
Be pleased with the first half and the scoreline. And he would be pleased with the second half, but not the scoreline that is there. That is, Thomas, he would have wanted, and as you said, Donald, there have been many opportunities for them to get back into this one, Dunbeholden.
They still have time. Dunbeholden. Dyer. Murray. Javon Cole. Mark Miller. Shaquille Dyer on it again. Murray, not with the ball, but Dyer is back there. Chevon James. They seek to be a little bit more patient, Dunbeholden.
And we see Harbour trying to be a bit more compact, shifting from side to side, trying to block the passing lanes. Good play there by Lavelle. He felt he just had to check his run there, not to create the infringement right on the edge of the box and allow the player in Miller to just run into him.
Talbot. Staple now on this right hand side. Jimenez. Priestley. Talbot. Staple. There's a handball there. Shaquille Dyer doing enough before it crosses the line for a corner kick, but it's picked up again by Priestley. Kassim Priestley goes high.
But he had no need to take it from there. He had players in front of him in Chong and Daly. With the scoreline at 2-0, he will get away with that.
Daly. Staple. Daly calling for it. Staple is the one though cutting inside. With Dave Murray. Murray. Bygrave was going one way and the ball is going another direction.
Yeah, Bygrave was going inside, turned his back, so the pass went behind him. I think he was just trying to create space for Murray. He thought Murray was going to continue his dribble, and so he was just going inside to create space for him. So I think mix up there.
Doing at the board again, Harbour view. Powell. There's a shoving contest going on there, and the call going in favour of Dunbeholden on that occasion. Delivered inside, headed towards goal, and no problems there. Clive Wedderburn behind that one.
Yeah, always under pressure too as well, Wedderburn. And it's going to be an easy header there to execute and beat Chambers.
Wedderburn was not impressed just now. They thought he was giving up possession so easily.
And that's one of the things that is a feature of their second half play. Just not keeping possession well, very sloppy. Don't know if it has to do with the amount of conditioning in terms of quality drops when
Staple back over on that far side. Being harassed all the way. Wedderburn. Interception from Russell. Here's Murray. Has a little bit more space to work with. Deliver inside, it's headed away. Skipper back there for Harbour View.
I think we saw there Russell just couldn't follow the play. I think his legs wouldn't allow him to. And good that Talbot was well positioned to cut out that ball into the box.
Murray kept it in play. And it goes behind for a corner kick.
In all fairness to Russell though, he has really put in a lion's share of work in this one. He too has been very good for Harbour View today, working at both ends of the pitch.
Next one, Tony, next one, Tony.
Here's the delivery inside. Paul was back there. Long ball looking for Bygrave, and this header, no problems there for Atari Chambers.
Harbour View really making hard work of this one. It's difficult, and they're really forcing it upon themselves. Pressure that is. Just need to keep possession a little bit more and be a bit more purposeful with their possession. But
Well done.
And Daly again on it. Daly just finding Chong. Chong just couldn't return the favour. And Dunbeholden, they go the other way. Zane is there, bundling Murray over. And it's Harbour's turn to recreate a lot of infringement. Dunbeholden seek to take that one quite quickly. Good play there from Dunbeholden to get out of that corner, but it's Harbour who try to play on the counter again, but again the pass to Chong, not as accurate as it ought to be. Certainly Dunbeholden who are finishing the stronger of the two teams here. They have every incentive to really push to go forward. They're trailing this one by 2-0. You get the feeling that time is running out, just over 11 minutes to go in regular time. Based on the evidence of their play, Harbour cannot rest easy. Coach Thomas, they're looking quite easy, but I'm pretty sure he would want to see his team get a goal and make it very interesting towards the end of this one. You feel a goal for Dunbeholden here would make this one very nerving for Harbour in the dying moments. They're trying to be intricate with their passes in the first half. That would have gone through. Didn't hear. There's Chong on it. Looking to get an extra yard. Space here, hounded by 2 defenders, and loses possession. Pretty much the hallmark of Harbour's play in the second half. Simonage was late, he was always trailing and committed the infringement there, so a yellow card I think shown here to young Tariq Simonage. Yes, a shove in the back there. That was an easy call for the referee. Not much wind behind Dunbeholden here in the first half. I felt they would have gone for goal from here. They might just do from this free kick, despite the wind dying down. Miller is the sole candidate to take this one. Chambers meticulous with his wall here. Miller is going to go for goal from here. We felt it was always going to have to be special to beat Chambers from that distance, and Miller always leaning back and that one going over. It's really been a feature of Dunbeholden's play today. Lots of chances. Bygrave got a couple in the first half. Glorious opportunity that would have sent Dunbeholden ahead. Got a few in the second half, but pretty much throughout this game, Dunbeholden has been poor with the final third. In the final third, final passes or the finish just not up to par to get them back into this one. Daly rocked there in the middle of the path as Dunbeholden looked to go forward. Daly doing well to track back and winning that possession for Harbour. He almost got himself in trouble and then got himself out of it. Good 360 on the ball there from Daly. Harbour just looking now to wind down the clocks, keep possession, but with purpose. Building there in Bygrave, he, as I said earlier, would have had a lot of the opportunities for Dunbeholden. Really it stays at 2-0 in favour of Harbourview, he certainly would have ruled all those chances he didn't put away. Ziminich here, he has had a decent outing. 16 years old, does not look 16 years old at all, and in his size and also in his play as well, looks a player who belongs at this level. Certainly the future should be bright for young Ziminich. Harbourview here in the shape of Gerald Neal playing where Neville Palmer would be having a good game, good ball upfield there, but just in an offside position is Staple, just not showing the patience. He was out wide, and you feel always a sore point for coaches when players are out wide and are offside, and Harbourview looking to make a substitution. Daly would have ran his race, made a telling contribution in setting up the second goal for Scott, and Daly, the player coming out, and Wellington, Ronaldo Wellington, the player coming in to replace him. And just some fresh legs up front for Harbourview. We see Chong looking as if he's going to be taken out. Again, another goal for Chong today. 4 goals in as many games. Certainly doing the business for his team. And coming in is Romario Campbell. Harbourview, as I said, looking to ring the changes here. Russell also out. And coming in is Sean Daly. Lennox Russell had a good game as well.
I'm going to be interested to see how they'll make an impact here, and if they'll be more willing to play the counter-attacking game, Harbourview. Palmer, Ziminich,
and since coming on, he's really come on to try and keep possession. Harbourview's number 26, Romario Campbell.
Good to see Campbell back in the thick of things for Harbourview. That was quite a run there, which ended up with him falling inside the penalty area.
This was hard and good overlapping run. He has had a decent game too. Damn quiet but effective in terms of keeping Dunbeholden at bay and also going forward.
Tevin Scott, though, I think is the leader. He was the one who was brought down inside the box when the penalty was given. And of course, he would have scored the second goal as well.
And that is the obvious for the viewers, but also he has done the work. And the defensive end for Harbourview has been there breaking up plays, running back, being the first line of defence, but also in the box, looking to clear the ball when Harbourview are defending the corners. So I think Scott had a decent all-round game. And it was no surprise when he had to come off, his legs wouldn't allow him to continue. We hope that it's nothing serious, just cramps.
Dunbeholden looking for that goal. That's not a bad looking cross, but Tafari Chambers was closest to it. And got there before Bygrave could sniff out another opportunity. There's Scott. Came up with a bit of an injury, and as I said, we really hope that it's not too serious, but good to see him back into the thick of things, into the thick of the action for the Stars of the East. Murray does really well with Dave Murray. Still a chance. Miller, his deflected effort had to be put over the bar by Tafari Chambers.
Yeah, he really had to tip that one over. It looked like it was going to drop in. Deflection just loops up in the air, and might just have been hitting the top of the crossbar, but we've seen stranger things where the ball hitting the crossbar coming back into play. So Rigi scoring a goal like that for Liverpool as well.
Best not to take any chances.
And he'll embarrass the goalkeeper if he allows that.
This one whipped in and headed away by Talbot, who's also been immense.
I was about to say, since you're on the subject of man of the match, not that he would have gotten my pick, but he has also had a decent game at the back. He's been in the right position at the right time on most occasions.
Siobhan James doing really well on this run. James, and the shot over the top. Shaquille Dyer. Strange to see him so far up the field.
And so no surprise in the way he executed the shot, but pretty much sums up Dunbeholden's finishing today and their efforts in the final third. Just has not been clinical enough. It could have been different for Harbourview had Dunbeholden taken their opportunities. Even one of them at this stage would still be in the game with a good chance of really getting something from it. But Coach Harold Thomas will, no doubt, based on what we saw from Dunbeholden in the first two games where they lost by 2-0 in both games, won the last one against Cavalier, and you feel it's too early for him to really have this team playing the way he wants them to. But you've seen signs that they're getting better.
Cavalier probably looking at this match, and after beating Anigans comfortably in the first game by 3-0, just wondering what if.
Yeah, and it will feel like a 6-pointer in terms of most of their opponent they will feel will get a 3-pointer from Dunbeholden, especially in Harbourview's case here, who they drew against. So for them it's like more than just 3 points.
Here's a chance for Dunbeholden. Can they pull one back? Well, again another chance for Dunbeholden. It's not been taken.
And again, Harbourview, their worst enemy. And they give Talbot credit on that occasion. He kept at Powell, it seems, and really made sure that he didn't have a free strike at goal.
So not a lot of time remaining here. Harbourview, it seems as if they will be coming away with all 3 points, and with that would be temporarily top of the table.
Yeah, they would be good to be on 8 points. Just one ahead of Cavalier, who would be on 7 after their win today.
Four minutes of stoppages will be played. Cole, Murray, Miller, and he takes that on the second attempt. Safari Chambers before going into collision with the Talbot.
Interestingly though, the challenge on Javon Cole by Ziminich, I mean, Ziminich is on a yellow card and was just walking a tight line there, you felt. Shot there stinging the palm of Chambers. And Talbot just making sure that he was there, but he got hurt. Chambers running into him.
It looked innocuous, didn't it? But
did.
It may just be serious.
And telling by the reaction of the player, Talbot himself, you could see the grimace on his face. See it from here.
I don't think there was a connection there. Maybe how he landed. Not sure if he hyperextended his knee in the process there. They are applying the ice.
I think he might be okay. Might just be a knock. And you hope it's not anything more serious than that. I think just as I had mentioned, Ziminich apparently has been shown the second yellow card.
Yeah, it seems that way.
And Murray trying to escort him off the field, being told not to touch the player. But yes, as I mentioned, because when the challenge was made, I felt it was seeming to be a technical foul he was trying to create there, and it was stopping a free-flowing attack. And not surprised that the yellow card was shown. I thought he would have gotten away, but I did say he was walking a very thin line. But he will learn from it, the youngster, 16 years old, and
he's thinking about future consequences, because before the start of the game he would have probably heard his coach say that because there's adjusting for places at that right back position, obviously you probably won't see him every match day, and now he's given up an opportunity to represent his club on the next match day.
Yes, for somebody else to get an opportunity to show what they can do. In all fairness, he has put in a decent showing today.
We're just showing the second yellow card, and then the red card shown, just confirmation that he got that second yellow card.
Yeah. You never know, somebody else might come in and see him in tears there as a youngster, emotion showing. But he will learn from it, and from the evidence of things, a player that we will talk about in the future for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Just 16 years of age, he learned from this, and we are eager to see him in the weeks ahead.
We're into the 4th minute of time added on, but you suspect going to have probably another minute or a minute and a half added on to this. Now that you have to close this one out.
Can they pull a goal back, Dunbeholden, before the whistle goes? Miller lost it out, and it'll go the other way. Chance here for the Stars of the East. Williams playing it back inside, and the keeper grabs it.
Yeah, afforded to do so because the defender kept to his task and tracked the run and ensure that, I think on that occasion it was Sean Daly not getting a strike on goal.
That's it for the end of this game, and Harbourview with the win, courtesy of strikes in the first half. Akwasa Chong with the first, and Tevin Scott with the second goal.